So number 33 on section 3 starts off with like denominators. So when we have like denominators, we just add across and then simplify. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And then we just bring the 11 over. It's in the simplest form, so we are done with this one. Let's move on to unlike denominators. So number 34. So we have 7 twelfths plus 1 sixth. So we are going to do the butterfly method where we cross product. So we have 12 times 1 gives us 12. So that's that numerator. And then we have 6 times 7, which will give us 42. So we have that numerator there. So we have 42 plus 12. And what we do with our denominators is we are going to multiply across. So 12 times 6 gives us 72. So there's our denominator. 42 plus 12, we're going to add those together. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So that gives us a new numerator with 2. And then we have 4 plus 1 is 52. Is 5, I'm sorry. So then we have 52 over 72. Well, we already know that when we have numbers that large, we need to take them in the simplest form. So we find the greatest common factor in both numbers and we divide that to bring that numerator down. So we think of a number that they both have in common. Right after that, excuse me. I know they both share 2. So 2 goes into 52. Let's see. 2 goes into 5, 2 times with 1 left over. And then 2 goes into 12, 6 times, so that gives that a 26. 2 goes into 72, 3 times with 1 left over. And then 2 goes into 12, 6 times. So we have 26 and 36. Well, they're both even numbers, so we know we can simplify them again. So 2 goes into 26, 13 times. And then 2 goes into 36, 18 times. Well, we know that we have simplified them because we have a odd number and an even number, so we know we are done. So essentially what we do when we have the same denominator, we just go ahead and add or subtract going across. When we have different denominators, when we're adding fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to find the common denominator, and a shortcut to that is multiplying the two denominators together. So we have 12 and 6, which gave us 72. And then we can cross product across and then add or subtract. So we added 42 plus 12 and we got 52, which actually is incorrect because 2 plus 2 is 4. My bad. So that's 54. So that's going to change that all together. So sorry about that, but hey, sometimes we make errors, but that's why we go through and we check our work. So we have 54 divided, and then we have 72. And a common denominator they both share is 9. 9 goes into 54 6 times. 9 goes into 72 8 times. So actually that gives us 6 eighths. Both our numbers are even. We can divide by 2 again and simplify and get 3. Divide by 2 again and we get 4. So that leaves us with 3/4 as the answer for number 34. So moving on, now we are going to multiply fractions. So when we multiply fractions, we can either just multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. That's one way. And so we have 4 times 1, which gives us 4. And 5 times 3 gives us 12. Well, again, we know we can simplify that. So to simplify, we're going to divide by 2. Or actually, we can divide by 4. So 4 divided by 4 gives us 1. 12 divided by 4 gives us 3. So we know that's our lowest term. So for number 39, our solution would be 1/3. Now we go down to percents. So it says write each percent as a decimal and each decimal as a percent. So when we are in percents, that lets us know it's what, 6 out of 100. So that's one way of looking at it. And then we can divide the numerator into the denominator, which would, 6 into 100. And then if we divide, or we take that to a decimal form, that would give us 0.06. Another shortcut is to have 6, move the decimal over to the left 2 places, which is 1, 2, and give us 0.06. Now, number 47, a nice formula I like to use when we're using percents and decimals is we're going to use is over of equals to percent over 100. We always know our percent is out of 100, so we know to have that as a denominator. And then is the part, and of will be our whole number. So you have your part over your whole. So as we set that equation up, we have 125%. So we put 125 over 100. And then it says of 10. So we are searching for what the is. So in order to make that happen, we're going to do cross product. 125 times 10, which gives us 1,250. And then we have 100x. And we multiply that together. So in doing so, a nice little shortcut I like to use is when you have a 0 in a numerator and a denominator, you can go ahead and cross those 2 out, which leaves us with, again, 10 and 100, 10 into 125. So we know 10 goes into 12 one time. Then we know it leaves us with a 2. And then we have 2, which is 25. So then we have 10 that goes into 25. So 10 goes into 25 2 times evenly. And we have a remainder of 5 left over. So we add a decimal. And then we add a 0 to that, which would give us 12.5. So as a decimal number, our number would be 12.5. Okay, so if we wanted to move over, we have some conversions here where we have 420 minutes, and we want to know how many hours there is. Well, we already know that there are 60 minutes into 1 hour. So if we were to convert that, we know we have 420 minutes, and we want to know how many hours that would make up. Well, we can cross product. 420 times 1 gives us 420. And then we have 60 minutes over x, so we have 60 minutes. Again, we can cross out the 0. 6 goes into 42, 7. So that gives us 7 hours. Going down, looking at the word problems there, we have, it says solve. A train travels 671 miles one day and 869 miles the next day. How many miles is it all together? So we know we have 671 miles and we have 869 miles. And it says how many miles altogether. So we know that is addition. I like to annotate my problems because that way it allows me to kind of put numbers and make it a little more easier to digest. So 671, so 671 plus 869, 9 plus 1 is 10, 6 plus 7 is 13, add the 1 is 14, 6 plus 8 is 14, 14 plus 1 is 15. So we have 1,540 miles. And that will be your solution for number 51. You would do the remaining of them the same way. So again, if you have any additional questions, please go on the Remind app and you can ask me whatever questions that you may have. I'll be more than happy to discuss this one-on-one with you. So that gets us through activity 3.